Jeans can either distort your shape or celebrate it. You're not too fat, you're not too thin, you don't have a flat butt, you simply wear the wrong jeans. I'll give you today my 8-step guide to finding your perfect jeans, and at the end I'll share a downloadable checklist that you could literally take shopping with you so you never waste money on the wrong pair again. A pair of jeans is one of the most important pieces you will have in your closet, and today I want to help you get the perfect one for your body. Let's get started. I'll run you through the 8 steps, then go in details. Step number 1, body type. So the silhouette of your body. Step number 2, your kibi type, or what I like to call the ratio between flesh and bones in your body, and yin and yang. Third is the torso length you have. Fourth is the back view. How does your pocket placement really change your jeans game? The crotch crease is number 5. The color and wash is number 6. The length and shoes you wear is number 7. And last but not least, the perfect jeans to hide your belly fat. And what should you own in your capsule wardrobe as a bonus? Stay tuned because this video is going to change your life. First, let's run through the body types. Rectangle, pear shape, apple shape, inverted triangle, hourglass, athletic, or tall. For the rectangle body shape, boot cut or wide leg, those add volume and curves to your body. It helps your body look balanced because it balances out that you lack a little bit of shape to your body. Pear and apple, actually in jeans, they share the same style. Flared or wide leg, mid or high rise for balance. Inverted triangle, mid-high rise with details to broaden a little bit the lower half. Hourglass, which is my body shape, high-waisted skinny or straight leg to highlight the waist. That's why for me, always I know mom jeans are the best go. Now we go to the kibi test. I am the first person to create a fully automated kibi test online. Go do your test on my blog, read the blog post, and know your kibi type. And within that, if you're dramatic, you need tailored, long, stiff, dark wash jeans. So clean seams, sharp tailoring, minimal slouchiness, that's what you should be looking for. For soft dramatic, high-waisted and structured flares. So flares, but that has a strict shape. And that helps you with the drama a little bit, which balances the strong frame your body has. For flamboyant natural, you need a relaxed or de-stressed jean look. That's what I call the model look, and natural body types are mostly models. So rug denim with effortless ease. Natural, straight leg and easy fit, simple and unfussy cuts. Soft natural, you need a soft boot cut jeans, so flowy denim that skims without clinging to body parts. Dramatic classic, you need crisp, slim tailored jeans, and you always need to look for polished cuts and minimal details. Classic, you need a mid-rise straight jeans, which gives you a clean and elegant. Soft classic, you need softly structured mid-rise jeans, so gentle tailoring with feminine touches. Flamboyant gamine, crop playful styles, so raw hems, contrast stitching, quirky details. Gamine, petite tapered jeans, small lively cuts, nothing oversized. Soft gamine, soft joggers or capri styles, and charming details and cuffed hems. Theatrical, romantic, sleek fitted jeans with a gentle flare. It should hug the curves through the hip area and then flare. Romantic, stretchy, skinny jeans, curve embracing and sensual in the look. What we've achieved now is the first 2 steps, and that is very important. Let's take me as an example, okay? My body type is hourglass, which means mid-rise with a slim fit or straight cut. And in the kibi, my flesh to bone is theatrical romantic, which means I need sleek fitted jeans with a gentle flare. So skinny is in that case not my best choice, but straight fit, high waisted, that's what I should look for. Something a bit structured, so a thicker material jeans. Those two things already gave me the category. So if I'm shopping online or at a store, I will go directly to straight jeans and I will look in the materials, find something thicker, find something that is mid or high waisted, and that's where I will start. But is those two filtration systems enough? No, that's why we have more, because maybe at the store you have, with these descriptions, 10 pairs. Which of these 10 pairs should be your perfect fit? Which brings me to the torso. What is the torso? The torso is from the navel area to the crotch. So how long is that part really contributes to what you can and cannot wear. There are 3 types of torsos. There is a short torso, regular torso, and long torso. For short torso, best in mid rises. Avoid ultra high waists because they shorten your upper body. Long torso is best in high rise to shorten the torso and elongate the legs. Now step 4, and my favorite, and that's also why when I filmed my jeans comparison, I focused on that section because I believe that's the problematic section. Each one of us easily can tell through their body type which jeans will fit them, but very minimal amount of people know that the pocket placement make or break your game. Basically, the end of a pocket should end at the fullest part of your behind. Yes, the fullest part of your butt. If the pocket, and you see one of the jeans I got, the pocket was below, and actually I shop online. I shopped for all these jeans online. I'm gonna show you the pictures. These jeans looked that the pocket is not too low, but still low on my body. So even if, and you can know how low the pocket is from the distance between the end of the crotch area and the pocket. If this distance is high, then that pocket will be lying high. But for every butt shape, there is a height that is perfect. Check the height of your highest point of the butt, and that should be where ideally the pocket should be ending. You don't have to be very precise. If you don't find something perfectly ending there, a bit lower is acceptable, but too low is gonna make your butt look flat. The size of pockets also is important. It has to be proportional to the size of your butt. If you have small butt and then you wear something with big pockets, your butt will look lost in them. But if you have something as mid-sized pocket, or in my body, because I have a bigger butt, if I put pockets that are too small, I will look heavier than I actually am. So the pocket sizing really makes a difference. Last check for the pockets is the gap between the pockets. The space between the crotch and the crotch seam, this line in between, and the pockets. The too long makes a flat look. The too short makes a lifted look. So these 3 things always look for. How far are the pockets? How big are the pockets? Where do the pockets end? Because that is going to ensure that your butt is shaped beautifully. This was my biggest problem when I was overweight. The awkward V crotch crease. This, I did not know that is something regarding the shape of my pants. I always thought that's a problem because I am overweight. But this V usually indicates a lot. If the fabric pulls in this area, that means the rise of your jeans is too short for your body shape. If the fabric sags, and by sagging, when you sit down and go up, it sags, it creates this fold in the fabric. Sometimes while walking, this fold turns into a V, or immediately turns into a V. That means the rise is too long for you. So if the rise is too long for you, that is not a positive thing to have. So check that out. Sometimes, by the way, this also happens if the waist size is not correct. So if the waist is not snug in that area, that could cause that. And as you can see, the mom jeans from Levi's, the wrong size for me, the size 27, because I wasn't sure after losing weight which size fits me. The 27 was having a major gap at the back, and that caused the entire waistline to fall, making it appear too long for me. But once the waist size was correct, I could really make the assessment. Step 6 is coloring. If you feel unconsciously not comfortable about a part, remember, color highlights or softens area. So dark wash jeans have a slimming effect. Light wash jeans are casual but add volume. If you wear white jeans with darker tops, your butt will automatically look bigger. The black is much refined, but I find it very difficult to style in my opinion. White is crisp, as I said, and when you look for jeans that have those fading areas in the front, that will make your crotch area appear longer than it is. If you have in the butt area this light wash zone, this makes the butt appear bigger. I generally shy away from these highlights. As you see, these jeans looked really nice on me. They are loose, but the smaller size looked nicer on me, but I didn't buy it because this whitewashed area. It made my butt look too exaggerated, which made me look thicker than I actually am. Now, step number 7, matching jeans length with your shoes. You have to ask yourself, I am buying these jeans to wear every day. Which length should I get? Which shoes do I wear daily? Is it flats, sneakers, or loafers? Because this should hit you directly at ankle length max. For heels and boots, full length, skimming the shoes, flaring, or very close to the floor. Those are the ones that hide the heels or the boots. It has to completely hide until the edge of the shoe. For versatility, cropped or straight or slim ends really work for both flats and heels. So it depends on what you wear daily or what you plan to wear your jeans with. That should help you then determine the length. So now if we review, we know which cuts to look into. We know how to judge if the pockets are going to flatter the butt or not. We know that the length, even if you have a longer torso or shorter torso, can cause this V, which makes the jeans not fit properly. The wash of the jeans, you now know which one to pick, and the flare at the end, how tall it is, really determined by the shoes you usually wear. Now let's talk about the belly, how to smooth or hide the belly in jeans. Usually when you have a bigger belly, I always say try a rise that falls naturally in the smallest part of your belly. You want to really ensure that you don't have this wave going on. So you have to ensure that the waist circumference is comfortable and it's not too low and not too high. Mostly the structured waistbands is firm enough, should be. If you buy the very loose jeans, that's usually not good for this area. We have then those, what I call the shaded part. So we all have a belly here. The lower belly is something all women have. But when that line shows, it usually shows because the fabric of the jeans is too thin. So I'll opt for structured waistbands. I know it's much more comfortable to find your size in softer elastic jeans, but look for jeans for the bigger size until you find something structured that fits your waist perfectly. Dark washes over the midsection, very important. Don't buy a light wash jeans in this area. It's not gonna look good. Denim color, like the regular mid color or darker, never go to light wash. And avoid the low-rise cuts. These are dangerous even for skinny girls, so don't do it. As you see, one of the jeans I've tried, it really made for me a belly that I didn't have, and you can see in the other jeans I didn't have it. So that could be made with this Last but not least, undergarments matter. I always wear with my jeans undergarments stopping at the rise I have. So I wear my high-waisted undies under the jeans because I want to avoid that the waistline is here. Underneath it, there is a hidden line from my undergarments. So that really matters with hiding the belly. Last but not least, have 1 or 2 jeans in your closet. For me, it's always the blue denim and the white denim. I love white denim, and it's more difficult for white denim to be found with all these aspects in mind, but I do my best to do that. Now I know that's a lot to remember. That's why I created the Perfect Jeans shopping checklist. It's a 1-page guide where you can tick off your body type, kibi type, torso length, all of these things, and then at the end I have a fillable mind map of a yes and no where you can do it every time you're doing a shopping spree. If you don't want to pay for my shopping checklist, I have also included for you in my blog post. You can save it on your phone and always refer back to it if you need in a written form instead of opening my video and looking at it again. Now grab your checklist in the link below and I will see you in my next video. Let me know if this video helped you at all, if there's one of those points you didn't know about, and if you're interested in a care guide for jeans. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!